Former President Donald Trump is doubling down on his promise to repeal Obamacare if he wins the White House again. Although more and more Americans have embraced this groundbreaking healthcare reform law in recent years, we will fight for much better healthcare than Obamacare. Nobody talks about it. You know, we would have done this if it wasn't for John McCain, Trump said during a speech in Newton, Iowa, on Saturday, referencing the late Republican senator's landmark vote against repeal of the Affordable Care Act in 2017. A record number of people are for Obamacare policies, and the law has a much higher favorability rating among the public than ever before. But although it was a political losing issue for Republicans in the last election, Trump revived his quest to repeal Obamacare in his latest bid for the GOP nomination. This started in November, when the site Truth Social posted that Republicans should never give up trying to repeal the law and replace it with much better health care. Ron DeSantis, who is running for the Republican nomination, followed suit late last year, saying he would replace and repeal the Affordable Care Act with a better plan because Obamacare doesn't work. The legislation was widely discussed during the GOP's fourth presidential debate in November. But even if they gain control of the White House and Congress in this year's elections, it will be even harder for Republicans to try to repeal the Affordable Care Act than it was in 2017. The nearly 14-year-old law is even more intertwined with the nation's healthcare system than it was when Trump took office promising to repeal Obamacare. But he and Republican lawmakers who control Congress ultimately failed to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act after months of failed attempts to find an alternative. Much of the country, especially Republican voters and most GOP lawmakers, has given up on trying to repeal and replace the law. And Trump's comments gave President Joe Biden and Congressional Democrats the opportunity to once again blast Trump and the GOP for trying to take away people's health care. Although Obamacare got off to a rocky start as enrollment on federal and state exchanges was lower than expected, insurers withdrew from the marketplaces, and many Republican-led states refused to expand Medicaid. It has since stabilized. More than 40 million Americans now have health coverage thanks to the Affordable Care Act, up from just under 27 million in 2017. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, Obamacare's popularity soared after Congressional Democrats increased federal premium subsidies in 2021. Many more people are taking advantage of the law's provisions that protect people with pre-existing conditions from being turned away or charged higher premiums by insurance companies, allow children to stay on their parents' plans until age 26, and provide a range of free preventive services. We are closer than ever to achieving ambit.